So we weren't over impressed with the flyers from the Necron Index, but how about the Forge World Night Shroud? Time for some more Forge World Necron Tactics.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another Forge World Necron Tactical video for you, and in this one we are going to cover the Necron Night Shroud. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so the Forge World Night Shroud recently reduced in points from chapter approved down to 220 points. But does it make it a better flyer than what we have in the index? Let's find out and start off by having a look at its stats. Okay, so when the Night Shroud is at full strength, it can move between 20 and 60 inches. It has a weapon skill of 6+. Its ballistic skill changes depending on how many wounds it has left, and it starts with 14 wounds. So at 6 to 14 wounds, it's ballistic skill 3, at 3 to 5 wounds, ballistic skill 4, and at 1 to 2 wounds, ballistic skill 5. So it comes in at toughness 7, and its attacks also change depending on how many wounds it has, starting at 3 and going down to 1. It has a leadership 10 and a 3+ save. Its keyword factions are Necrons and Dynasty, and its keywords are Vehicle, Fly and Night Shroud. Okay, so there are its stats, and as you can see it's toughness 7 rather than the usual toughness 6 of the flyers in the index. Not necessarily hitting that sweet spot of toughness 8, but still slightly tougher. Now not only that, it has 2 extra wounds, so this flyer is a little bit more survivable than the index flyers. Now gun-wise, it comes with the usual twin-linked Tesla destructor. It also has the standard flyer rules. So it has airborne, hard to hit, supersonic and crash and burn. Now if you want to find more out about these rules, I have covered those in the Night Scythe Doom Scythe video just there. Check that out if you want to. Now of course the Night Shroud also has living metal as you would expect, but no quantum shielding once again. So far compared to say a Night Scythe, you've got better toughness and more wounds. However, you can't transport models. But compared to the Doom Scythe, you don't have a heat ray, but you do have the Death Sphere Bombardment. Now the Bombardment isn't actually a gun like the Death Ray. In actual fact, it's done in the movement phase, and it's a once use only item. However, it is pretty powerful. Now once you've moved over a unit, you can make a bombardment attack, and depending on the type of unit that you're attacking will determine what type of attack it is. So if you're targeting a monster or a vehicle, or indeed a unit of vehicles, you roll 3d6 for each model in that unit. Now every 3+ that you roll, you cause a mortal wound. That is really awesome. Now if you are attacking something which isn't a vehicle or a monstrous creature, you roll 1d6 for each of the models in the unit, up to a maximum of 12. And again, every 3+ that you roll does a mortal wound. So that is pretty awesome, even though it is a once use only. Now on top of all of this, as you're using this in the movement phase and not the shooting phase, you could target a character if you wanted to. Now bearing in mind you will only get 1 dice against a character, but even so it is an option. So comparing the Night Shroud with the Doom Scythe of course can shoot every turn. However, it does shoot on 4s, and as we previously discussed, can go down quite quickly with that toughness 6. Now the Night Shroud is toughness 7, which is going to help a little bit, and it has 2 more wounds. Of course, it is only a once use weapon, but it can do some serious damage, and I think with the points reduction down to 220 points, the Night Shroud is definitely a consideration for our Necron army. And I think it's going to make quite a nice distraction unit in the army that can do some serious damage. You are still going to have to be a little bit cautious when deploying it. Try to hide it as much as you can, because if it's targeted, it will go down. Okay, I'd love to know what you think about the Night Shroud. Have you been using it? Do you think the points reduction has made it a lot more usable? Let's continue the conversation down below. Beam me up.